Be very clear about what it is exactly you want children to learn. Be really specific. If they're already readers, then that's fine. Give them a book about whatever it is they're learning. If they're not a reader, you can't do that because they can't independently read what it is that you're trying to talk about. For example, on this book here, it says on the back here, weekly reader, levelled readers, introduce beginning readers to key concepts in the early elementary curriculum. Where People Work is an exciting series that gives children a behind-the-scenes look at real people at work. That's brilliant. We want children to understand about the wider world, about where people work. But don't put this in a reader as if somehow this has got something to do with them learning to read, because it hasn't. Children don't learn that way. So you can't have a levelled reader. If you want to do social studies, obviously learn social studies, learn about that, that's brilliant. But understand that you're going to be reading it to them and they're going to be reading and writing at their level. Let's have a look in here. What I want you to do is think about your individual children and on all of the words, think, can they decode those words if they don't already know them? So can they read it more or less like this? Hi kids, I'm Buddy, your weekly reader. Now what I'm doing because I'm a reader is that I'm looking and I'm scanning so that I can visualise and I can talk with meaning because I'm a reader. If the children are going here and they cannot read this because they might know hi. So they go, hi kids, I'm Budya. I'm Budya. If they can't decode because they haven't learnt these in your reading sessions, in your sessions that are to teach decoding so that you can teach fluency and comprehension, then this is not something to do when you want to help the child with reading. This is something you read to them because you're learning about a party store. So don't try and fit too many things into activities. This is not suitable for a reading activity. When it says that it's levelled, a levelled reader, a levelled home reader, where does it say levelled reader? Levelled reader, it's not a levelled reader, other than a levelled reader according to something called whole language. Levelled readers refer to the code, because if children can't decode the words, they can't understand what they're reading. Now in the early stages, so that's before a child can just pick that up and just say, what happens at a party store? If they can't do that and they're having to rely on parents to read that or for somebody to read it to them first or to guess or to memorise or whatever, then they're not readers. So in the early stages when we're learning to read, what we're really doing is learning to decode, and to learning to decode really quickly so we can get fluency and comprehension. That's where the levels come into play. That's when we're teaching children to look for the pictures of the speech sounds in words. That's decoding. So to look at this, and they might go put at yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. Put at e party. 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 So they have a knowledge of the code that they can figure it out for themselves, and that's what we do as readers when we come to a word we don't know. But if they're at the stage and they don't know any of this code, then it's just a guesswork. So focus on what happens at the party store, but make it very clear to the child so they don't lose confidence in that, no, you can't read that yet. These are not words that you can decode yet. So yes, you can read it and they could memorise it, but that's not reading.